I really want to get back into the mind frame of having things be non-negotiable, having things be, this is done today, period. That's it. What is it? Why leave for tomorrow what you could do today? I made my egg nachos because I really do like to make sure that I am not hungry when I leave for the gym, because there's nothing more like, oh, I'm gonna leave right now, than my stomach growling mid-workout. So I eat until I'm full, and then by the time I get there, warm up, start working out, it'll be digested. So we're all good. But before I leave, good morning. Good morning. Welcome or welcome back to my channel. I am Dr. Quindle Jones, but you can call me Quin. I'm 28 and I am an applied mathematician. I study medicine through mathematics, but for fun, I create lifestyle vlogs all about my journey staying authentic while I'm elevating and transforming throughout my life. So I talk a lot about systems, productivity, healthy habits, womanhood, general life lessons. So if that is a vibe you'd like, stick around and subscribe. Today in particular, I am doing a day in the life. It is my first full week back to work. Last week was New Year's Day. Today is January 6th. It is 6:03 a.m. and I'm all ready to go to the gym. Technically, we started work last week on the 2nd, on Thursday, because I had a meeting on last Friday where I got some really good feedback about my paper updates and my projects and like the progress that I'm making. So I'm feeling very motivated, honestly. Actually, after that meeting, I gave them my updates. I didn't know how well it would go, but I did do my best to prepare beforehand, and it went so good. So I'm feeling motivated about my career because of that. And then on top of it, I've just finished all of my January videos where I did my habit analysis, my 2025 reset. I bought a lot of bullet journal supplies. Like, I am all set up for the year as far as my goals and everything. So I also have a very clear picture of my research goals about what I want to do with this PhD, where I'm trying to go, what I'm trying to do and build with this career. So if you want to know more about that, then I would go watch any of my last 4 videos. But now that I have those, it's time to just get into action. It's time to start doing things. And it just so happens that I'm also finally 6 months post PhD. I graduated last May, and so I moved in June. So it's January 2025. I've been a doctor for 6 months now. And I'm currently, if you are unaware, I'm a postdoctoral scientist. So that's basically a fresh PhD / early career scientist. So I'm not quite independent by myself, but I'm also not a student. So I'm in a very liminal space as far as career advancement and developments. I'm 6 months into a 2-year contract. And so we're really kicking up the gears. We've been here, we've been learning, we're seeing what's going on, and now it's like, let's start producing. So that's what we're getting into today. I want to talk about 6 lessons I've learned in my first 6 months as a doctor who's now working in medicine, but in a way that's probably unconventional than what you're most likely used to hearing. So we're going to get into what I've learned and what I'll be trying to implement to become a better scientist in 2025 and really build the foundation for my scientific and my creative career. So yes, a big part of that, honestly, is time management. So I need to go to the gym because I would like to come home before I go to work. So I can finish this. So I need to leave before I either don't leave or I leave too late. So good morning. Let's go to the gym. Listening to Hannah Witten's newsletter that just came out. She has a very short newsletter. My newsletter has been very long so far, so I don't know. Is that something I want to work on? Do I want my newsletters to be shorter in 2025? I know I want my personal blog posts to be short, but like my newsletter, I like them being like info packed. I don't know. Anyway, I haven't gone to the gym actually. I came straight to work. I took too long to leave my house. So literally, friend, I have on my, from this morning, under this skirt. And then I put on some boots and boom, we have an outfit, okay? We have an outfit together. I have a meeting in 50 minutes, 50 minutes with my PI. I told you we met on Friday, so I don't know what I'm supposed to say. Like, we met on Friday where I gave updates about the paper, and he hates hearing the same information twice. So like, if I have something about the paper, he's like, let's wait until we have the other one to tell me when everyone's there. So we had that meeting, and at the end of it, he was like, we're still meeting Monday, right? And I was like, yeah, sure. But now I'm like, to say what? What do I have to say? So I'm gonna update my weekly presentation. I create a presentation every single week. I made one the first week, and then I have made a copy and updated every single week, where I share my progress so far on my projects. I have my 5-year plan inside of it, and it's just something I can like share to guide the conversation and keep me accountable to whatever I tell him I'm gonna do, because if I don't, then I won't do anything. And so, I don't know, let's see. Oh, you know what a good starting point would be of what he might want to talk about? Let's write down the notes that I had from our meeting on Friday. So we met on Friday, and I just had my phone because I didn't have a working pen for some odd reason, or at least maybe I just didn't want to grab one. Sometimes I do that if I don't want to waste time while people are talking. I'll just type on my phone. So when I go to my notes app and I go to PhD things, I have January 3rd meeting notes. And so things that were brought up in this meeting. And I also have a separate note full of just my PhD related tasks, like dumped every project, every task I can think of, and that's where I pull my daily and weekly to-dos from. So yeah, maybe a good starting point would be to go through these notes and put them in my actual research journal, where I have all of my, let's see if I can show it without giving away anything. Yeah, where I have all of my research notes, where I write my notes in here. So let's do that. Let's write this in here and then update the PowerPoint, and then maybe that'll give me something to say. Remember what I said and then just expound upon that, probably? Okay. But that makes me think of the first lesson. I said this week we're talking about career lessons and things that are going to help me become a better scientist in 2025 and beyond that I've learned from this first 6 months. So honestly, the first lesson has to do with everything I just said, and that is writing down absolutely everything. I mean, your research notes, any random ideas, any meeting notes, anything. And I have a space everywhere for all of my ideas, whether they be creative or PhD related. But specifically for my career, like I said, I have a notes folder on my phone where something PhD related, I'm in a meeting and I don't have one of my pens or something, I pull this up and I write it and I pin it. If I do have my notebook, I write inside of it. You know, if I am out and about and I have an idea about my paper, the cloud is accessible from anywhere. So I just pull up Google Docs, Google Excel, and I type it in real quick. I put it in red so I know that it's a new addition that I added, and then I'll look at it later. Like, having the ability to just write things down as they come to you and be able to reference them is so important as a scientist, as a creative, as anyone who is trying to build anything at all, like whether you're trying to create a project, build a business, create a book or something. Like, you need to be able to write ideas down as they come to you. And I do prefer an organized way. So like I said, I have these specific spaces, and I'm also going to make a Notion page where I can also have them digitally, because we all know I'm obsessed. I like having things in different places. I like it to look pretty. All of these things motivate me to stay on top of it. So when I write my notes, they are handwritten beautifully when I can, make it well. And when I go back through my notes, I highlight and I underline and I make things visually interesting so it's not boring to look at, and I want to work on it. So I feel like I've had this habit of writing everything down for a long time. In grad school, I had my digital journal, and I could probably pull it up and show you through here now, but I've been writing everything down for a very long time, whether that be bullet journal or research related. So it's something that I know is important for where I am now. And I just feel like now that I have so many projects, literally at work, I'm working on 3 different projects right now. 3 different projects right now. When it comes to my creative business, I have my YouTube channel, 2 blogs, and my Instagram. So like in total it's like 8 things that I am juggling to advance my career, and so I have to be organized, I have to be focused, and this year I really want to be both of those things. So you know what, I've been doing in and outs lists, and it's still January for me. Like I said, it's January 6th, so I'm going to give an in and outs list for my productivity habits. Okay, so I have them on my phone actually. So when it comes to my productivity habits in 2025, some ins for my productivity would be calendar time blocking. I mentioned this in one of my previous resets that I do task management through my bullet journal and my digital notes apps, but I have a very serious problem with timing things. Like I said, this morning I meant to do something before I came to work and I did not allot enough time for it, and so I just came straight to work, and then I'm just going to do that later. But maybe I could time block to dedicate scheduled time boundaries to tasks, and that would help my productivity. Also, I really want to get back into using like focus apps. I know those can be helpful. I have a Pomodoro timer, like a literal little clock. There's also apps that I could use where I could put my phone down, have music playing, or I could record myself working. Things to get my phone out of my hand so I can stay concentrated on my work. That's another in, so like focus related apps. Also, I really am excited in for my productivity this year is using my bullet journal for my to-do list, because listen, I love the digital apps, but with those, the way it works for me at least is if I don't do something today, I'm just going to press do tomorrow, or I'm just going to move it down, you know, and that works for me, and I appreciate the flexibility. But there's something about the permanence of paper, of writing down saying that I'm going to do this today, and at the end of the day saying like, oh, I did not do that, and having to rewrite it somewhere else or wait a couple days to fill it in. Like, there's something about dedicating it to a day and holding yourself to it that's different than like, oh, I'll just move it to tomorrow, oh, I'll just move it to tomorrow, oh, I'll just move it to tomorrow, which is something I have been doing. So I really am excited about this. And so this week I've already made this week's spreads, and I've dedicated things to days. So this is a definite in for 2025. Giving myself more on paper pressure for my productivity. Another in is a daily cutoff time for doing work. So that also means a start time for doing work. Like if I'm going to have a cutoff time of 5, then that means I have to have started at a certain time. So I really do want to institute a cutoff time so that I can get my nighttime routine at a certain time, which then means I need to start work at a certain time. So we see how it all comes back to time management. But yes, my in is a very hard work boundary. Because I have all these goals for both my professional and creative business, I need boundaries around when I'm doing what. So work is done. 5 o'clock, work is done. We're done. It's over. Okay. And also, as far as like a strategy for productivity, along with cutting off the time, is having designated days for things. And this was something I said in a meeting some weeks ago, where I was having this approach of a little bit of each project each day. And sometimes that works, but a lot of the time it does not. And so instead, I am designated days for each thing. So today, for example, all of today's tasks have to do with my modeling paper. All of tomorrow's tasks have to do with my review paper. Wednesday's tasks have to do with my aspergillosis paper. Friday task is me checking in on each of those things, you know. So I am designating days for different projects so that I can give those things my full attention, instead of having to continually like switch between tasks and having to decompress for 30 minutes in between each, and it just takes a lot for me to switch my brain from different modes. So I'm just giving each day its own focus. That's in for 2025. And then my last in is improving my ability to be a scientist through, and to be a productive scientist through more efficiency. As we all know, I'm long-winded. Long newsletters, long videos, long everything. Okay, I am long-winded, and so I love that about myself, but also that is something I want to improve. It's always been a critique as a writer when I turn in work that someone will shorten everything I have, and I'm like, oh, and it's still the same. So that's a skill I really want to build upon, and that means an in for my productivity is more writing and reading, which is why I now have 2 blogs and why I am very serious about my reading curriculum. So yes, we are getting very serious about becoming more productive. And in that same vein, some outs for my productivity are having more than 5 non-habit tasks on my to-do lists. I made a video a long time ago about my approach for balancing things being my hot list, meaning 3 tasks a day to work on, and those are outside of my habits. So gym and walking are habit tasks, but my writing in my paper, writing my newsletter, filming, those are non-habit tasks. So no more than 5. But I also have the ones I have to do every day, like going to the gym and walking. So that's something I'm reinstituting because that was really good for me, and it keeps me from being overwhelmed or disappointing myself because I haven't done as much as I plan to do because I plan too much, you know? Also really working on my screen time. It was higher, up 40% last week, but I'm really trying to work on that. I want to replace my screen time with reading. I don't have a TV. I watch TV through my tablet, and so I was considering getting a TV this year, but I'm really considering holding off on that until maybe I move to my next apartment, which isn't until September. Like waiting 9 months to buy a TV so I can spend that time reading. I'm really thinking that's what I might do. I really want to decrease my screen time and rebuild reading as a habit, something that I clutch towards instead of television shows. That's what I want to happen for me. And I think that will improve my productivity, improve my ability to read things for a long amount of time, becoming a better writing, becoming a better reader. Also, out for 2025 for my productivity is moving things to different days. So that same vein of like the permanence of my bullet journal. Like, I really want to get back into the mind frame of having things be non-negotiable, having things be, this is done today, period. That's it. Why leave for tomorrow what you could do today? Very much that. Like, no, we're not gonna be like, oh, well, it could be done tomorrow. Okay, but you could do it today. Make it happen. You know, that's how I'm feeling. No more like, oh, let's just move it. So yes, that's out for 2025. And then my last out is, for productivity wise, is staying to myself too much. I realize that I am a people person, and sometimes peer pressure is good for me. That's why I have this vlog channel. It's why I have the We're Productive People Club. And so I want to lean into that by working in the library, working around campus, going to cafes, networking with people around me, really taking advantage of community as a way to stay productive and body double and stuff like that. Like really get more serious about that. So I really want an out for productivity in 2025 to be being by myself. Too much solo time is a bit discouraging for me, so I want to get back into being a people person. So those are my productivity in and outs. I'm very excited about it. Also, isn't this week's bullet journal spread so beautiful? Also, I think this is my first vlog since I got my nails done. And it's not an in and out for productivity, but it was something I said I wanted to do for 2025, get back into my long nail era. And these aren't as long as I used to have them, but we're working our way back up, and we're still working. Computer still works. We can still type. It's fine. We're bad bitches. We know how to do it. So anyway, let me get ready for this meeting, which is now in 30 minutes. Okay. Lunch and back working for a little bit, and I am pausing because I have updated all of my notes, and I'm pausing on my computer. Sometimes I just need to decompress before tasks, even if it's the same thing I'm learning about myself. And my next meeting is in like an hour or so, and so I wanted to go ahead and pause and give 2 more of the lessons that I've learned in this first 6 months that are things that I want to help me become a better scientist in this new year. The second thing that I've learned since being a doctor is just how important it is to really build and nurture a network. Honest to God, getting this job was only through networking. Like, if you look at my postdoc announcement video, basically, where I talked about how I found this job, it was through networking because I have been intentional about being myself, reaching out to people, nurturing connections, and staying connected to people. But And while that got me here and I'm grateful for it, I am not done, you know? I'm only just starting, so I need to make sure that I am networking with people in several ways. I was watching a video about it last night. There are ways to network with people here at my job. Like, I am new here. I don't know these people like that, so I could very well still get to know different people in my department. There are all kinds of clubs on campus and different seminars and just all kinds of opportunities of ways to meet people who are doing work I want to do. There's department directories and all kinds of things. So like networking here, there's networking more broadly. There's conferences that I want to go to that I talked about with my PI earlier that I want to attend this year, and ways to network, I guess, is that nationally, internationally. And then also there's networking online. I am in some organizations or groups, so like the Black Women in Comp Bio, they have their own website, their own Slack, so that's a way to network and build with people. I've started my own organization, the We're Productive People Club, where I network with, so far the members are a lot of creatives, a lot of artists, a lot of students, and so there's ways to network in every area. There's also ways to network creatively. I haven't found any open mics here yet, but also I do a lot of writing and videography, and so I do like to go to shows and museums and stuff like that. So networking is something that we have to be intentional about. It doesn't just happen. Connections don't just happen. So that's something that I have learned and I'm going to be taking into 2025 and the rest of building my career. Because how am I going to get funded and have great collaborations and inspire people if don't nobody know who I am or working with me? Similarly, another lesson that I've learned is just how important it is to stay up to date with the current research. Now that it's so imperative for me to learn how to write grants and to get grants, it's what am I trying to say? A potential issue when it comes to being a researcher is that you might have a lot of ideas, but you have no idea what anyone else is thinking. And so it's very important to make sure that you're staying up to date with the literature. Maybe someone's already started working on your idea. Maybe your idea has already been disproven. Maybe there's someone you could collaborate with. Maybe there's some support for your idea that you don't even know about. So you really have to stay up to date with what's going on in the field. And so for me, that looks like signing up for email newsletters. That looks like signing up for grant notice emails. That looks like having a designated day where I go and I search for these things once every Friday. So this looks like scheduling reading time to collect papers and then have a certain amount of hours to read those papers. So being very serious about developing a routine for staying up to date. Eventually, I want to even create a tool where I am sharing it with other mathematicians, but first I have to build the habit. So yeah, I really want to become a very knowledgeable person about math bio and math modeling and public health and science communication. And so also something that takes effort and time and practice. So yes, those are things that I am definitely going to keep working on to become a better scientist. I am at the part of my career where I'm scaling up. Like, I've reached a certain part and now I have to build and scale. So that's what we're doing. But anyway, let me get back to what I was doing, and I will catch up with you probably after I'm done with work. I still have to go to the gym. I still have to go on my walk. Still have to eat. Still gotta do all of my evening tasks. I have to still write my personal blog posts. There's a lot to do, so. Oh my gosh, friend. This day has felt so long for a Monday, but a package just came. I bought even more bullet journal supplies, and I know I just showed you a bunch of supplies in like the last video, but I'm grown and I can buy what I want. Look what I got. Oh, let me pull up my bullet journal too. Maybe I should turn on the light. Hold on. I'm gonna need to get in the shower like ASAP, but I'm just gonna go ahead and show you this. So first of all, I gotta show you my journal because I know I showed it earlier because I'm obsessed with it. But I just want to point out the fact that I'm currently really feeling stickers and washi tape again. That I've been using a lot of it as decor on my spreads, and so because of that, I've been loving it. And I also showed you all the stencils I got, and I've been watching bullet journal videos again, of course, and I've been encouraged to get my own stamps. So how do I open this? I'll use my keys. I bought some stamps because, like, while I'm definitely still going to use the stencils, I was watching, I think, an Amanda Rich Lee, her setup video maybe for 2025, and she used stamps, and I was like, oh, I've always wanted stamps, and I've never been grown enough or had enough money to buy my own when I was bullet journaling. So, but now I can, so I have. Let's see what they look like in person. Okay. Oh. This is a little box. Okay, perfect. We got lowercase, we got uppercase. No one's missing. No one's missing. Okay, lol. Okay, you want to shut? You got to shut? Okay, and then, so I got that. And when I put that in my cart, it was like, okay, so you need an ink pad. This is much smaller than I anticipated it being, but I'll take it. I just needed one period. Also, I really want to take my hair out of this ponytail because my head has had enough. Okay. Oh. I gotta be careful with wearing my hair in ponytails so often recently, because that's how you know you ruin your edges. So I gotta make sure I have sufficient hair down time, you know. Oh, fuck. Oh. Oh, those were the bands. Oh my god. Wow, that hurt more than I realized it was hurting. Okay. And then, so those are some stamps. And I also got more stamps because I'm also really fucking with the flowers. So washi tape is normal to me, but I've been using the like flower deco stickers or deco stickers in here. And I'm finding it really cute. So I'm obsessed with it. And also my new newsletter. I have a tree. I have an obsession with trees and leaves, plants, earth. I have an obsession, and so I got a plant-based stamp set. So similar stamps, but it's plant pictures. If I can fucking open it, bro. This packaging thick as hell, dog. I don't know how I'm gonna get this, friends. Ah! Oh my god, that was so difficult. That was really so difficult. Okay, so this says Herbalum specimen stamps. So I got these because I like the ones that I can stick on there because they're colored. But come on, are you saying these aren't cute as fuck? Like, this one right here, she's gonna get a lot of use from me. A lot of use from me, okay? And then this one, oh yes, all of these will get a lot of use from me. All of these here, yeah, all of those. And then them inside the bottles, that's so smart. Yes, I'm obsessed. And then I actually got more deco stickers. And I didn't really show you the stickers in the last video, like exactly what they were. I don't think I like these like I like the other ones. Okay, so these ones, the ones I have before are translucent, but these ones have like white paper on the background. So that's different. Oh, but they might already be sticky, so that's okay. So these ones are stickers. Oh no, not all of them. Some of them are. But it's like scrap paper, basically. It has plants on it. There are some plants. There's like random paper and things. I'm going for a real scrapbook vibe with my decor in my journal this year. But yeah, I don't know. This is giving way more. I have to figure out how I want to integrate this. Like, this is giving way more summary page, not week to week. But I'll show you the other ones that I really like that I already have. I thought these would be like the ones I already have. But yeah, these are also new additions. Not what I thought they would be, but I'll get some use out of them. When you buy things, they don't expire, so I have forever to use them. So this is the one I have already. And I don't know if you can tell, but like this, it's transparent. There's no white background, which I love about these. It's the only one in the set that's like this. It came with a bunch of things. These ones are clear. The rest of them are like the other one, where it's a bunch of scrap paper kind of vibes, but this one's giving more like patterns and math and list vibes, which is also very me. So lots of decor. I'm pretty good on washi, so I didn't buy any more washi. And then I do have one more new thing. So I already had these, but I bought some new ones, and I bought some stamps. Stamps, stencils, stickers, tape, like decorating my bullet journal. I'm not trying to make it so that I have to be a level 10 calligrapher and be able to draw like Amanda Rachel, even though she's amazing, okay? But like journaling doesn't have to mean you have to be that kind of artist. There's all kinds of artistry and creativity. And drawing is not mine, so I have things to fill in that space, and creating cool outlines and things that make me feel gooder is more what it's for me. Like, yeah. But I have one more thing. So lastly, I bought a new pencil case. Because on the advertisement, it made it look like it's really thick, like it could fit a lot. Okay, so like I could fit pens in here, and I could maybe fit some of those stickers in here, and this is apparently, it rises up. Is it this thing here? Yeah, it is. Okay, so yeah, this like rises up when you unzip that. So this has space. Apparently you could like put your phone in here. Yeah, you can put your phone in here, and there's still room for things on top of it. And there's layers. Like, I'd have to pull up the picture that I saw that made me want to buy it. But essentially, I have pencil bags that you saw me in the last haul, and they're working amazing. I love the standing ones. My only issue is that I was like, I also want to bring my glue tape and my washi. Like, I want to be able to bring those, and those can't fit in those. But I could fit all of it in here. Like, I could fit pins in here and down here and washi. You know, I could fit a bunch in this. So that's why I bought this. So yes, that's my bullet journal haul. But I'm gonna go ahead and get in the shower, and afterwards we're gonna get into the last 2 lessons that I'm gonna use to become a better scientist this year. Definitely part of it is really enjoying my creativity. I think all things work together. Sometimes what you need to make a breakthrough scientifically is a rest from work, and also sometimes what you do creatively inspires the work, and sometimes the work is the art. And so all of this excites me and makes me want to be organized and productive. So yes, I got my steps today, I got my workout today, I got my protein today, did my task today, had my meeting today. Very productive day. Let's finish it off. Let's put on some water for tea and start the nighttime routine. Okay. The 4th lesson I've learned as a new doctor is to really just get over failure. You'll be bad at anything you start, but you still must start anyway. Research in life is literally revision. It's failures and lessons that mark the pathway to success. It's not always a perfect one straight line. There is always multiple pathways and options, and you never know how much of it you have to explore. And I really just want to be open to knowing that it's not going to be just one look. It'll be a lifelong understanding and unraveling of this material world, and that's okay. It takes time.
Reminds me of, and you'll be beside me to come true.
Honestly, I'm getting into to Samara Joy's album like one song at a time because they're so long and good, but like I can't listen to them in a row at this current moment for some reason. But like I'll hear one, I'll be like yes, and then I'll play that one every day for a week. Then I hear another, and I'm like yes, every day for a week. I saw somewhere that you shouldn't put retinol on when you're going to go out in the sun, and so not to put it on in the morning and only at night. So now I'm trying to do my skincare in the morning and night, but I have separated them. So in the morning, I don't include the retinol or the mucin in the morning, and in the morning I gua sha. And then at night, I do body gua sha in the shower, and I do include these two. The biggest issue for me right now is time, as I keep talking about it, and we'll talk about it until I get it together. Okay. My ideal bedtime, I have learned, is 8 p.m. Do you know what time it is right now? Do you want to know for real? It's 1 a.m. Okay. So, something to be worked on for this year, but I'm not going to skip it. I'm not gonna not do my nighttime routine. It makes me so sleepy, and it's so good, and it's my favorite thing. So anyway, before I go to sleep and before I end the video, let's give my last 2 lessons that I'm taking into this year to become a better scientist that I learned from this first 6 months. So lesson number 5 is basically just the fact that self-care and support are not rewards, they're mandatory. Like, they shouldn't be seen as things that, like my nighttime routine, talking to my mom, doing things that feel good, they shouldn't be the reward. I feel like in some ways I've treated self-care as a reward. Like, oh, if I do really good and productive, then I'll do this thing I really like. But it's like, no, I actually am more productive when I treat my self-care and talk to my support system in an ongoing way instead of as a last ditch effort. You know, it's like taking your vitamins every day versus having to take a course of antibiotics. You know what I'm saying? Like, one is an emergency and one is a ongoing thing, and like that's how I want to treat my relationships and my self-care routines. Like, it's ongoing, because this impacts my ability to be a better scientist, because like I said, it helps with my time management and it helps with just my energy. Like, I can't pour from an empty cup. If I am tired and fatigued and run down and sore and I can't, give as much, then I'm not going to produce as quality work. And so taking care of myself is just as important for the quality of my work as anything else. I feel like those times where I was feeling really bad about myself, I wasn't going to the gym, or just the other week when I was sore from in the gym and it was impacting my ability to focus at work, and every time I move I'm sore and I'm thinking about something else, and just not taking care of myself always impacts me, basically. And so lesson number 5 is to be serious, to have these routines. Practically that means doing my morning and nighttime routine, getting my time management together, making sure that I talk to my family every week. I'm setting up talking with my friends at least once a week so that we check in with each other. I am creating things that help me feel good all the time so that I don't have to break down in order to treat myself well. It just makes me happier, and that bleeds into my content, that bleeds into my fashion, it bleeds into my energy and my workouts and I can just, when you feel good, you do good. I feel like, at least that's been my experience. So that's what I'm aiming to do this year, to become a better scientist. And in a similar vein, lesson number 6 is actually understanding that time management is really energy management, and energy management is task management, which is priority management. I took this class by King Morgan. I don't know exactly what name she goes by, but she's an amazing fitness coach and PhD student in neuroscience who talks a lot about moving your body the way you're supposed to, and to build your fitness dreams and align with your career dreams. It was a really great workshop, but she really stressed this point. And I took this at December, so it's been very fresh, but basically just really emphasizing the fact that in order for our goals to be sustainable over a long period of time, they can't draw too much energy at once. And so we have to have sustainable flow-like systems that enable us to do that. And that means we need to manage our time, which means we need to manage our tasks, which is really just us managing our energy. So you know, proper energy management is the prerequisite for sustainability, for efficiency. If you don't have enough power, like your phone, you need your phone to run at a certain percent, but you only on 15% battery. How are you going to get where you need to go? Which is where I'm currently at, where it's like I am trying to function at a 80% level and my battery is on 15%. How am I going to manage my energy to make sure that I am where I need to be to get out what I need to get out? Because this life for me is about aligning what I believe with what I am doing. They need to match. And I did my habit analysis recently, and so I know that they're not exactly in sync, and there's plenty I can be doing to manage my energy and my efficiency much better. I just know I could get so much more done in the day. Maybe I need some ADHD pills, girl. I need a therapist. Oh, it's January. Does that mean my insurance has kicked in? Have I missed the deadline to sign up? Because I missed the first one. Fuck. Anyway. So yes, lesson number 6 though, basically it's just that really focusing on energy management above all else. So that's prioritizing that self-care, prioritizing organization and planning. Like in order, I feel like for me to be a very fun person, I'm my most fun when I'm my most organized. Like I can drop what I'm doing and just go to an open mic night because I know that, oh, that thing I did or the thing I'm worrying about, I've already done, or I've already assigned it when I'm going to do it. And that's how I kind of live my life. I don't live stressed despite all the things I have to do, because sure, I could think about everything I have to do for work right now, but then I'm like, oh, well, I already know I'm going to do that on this day, I'm going to do that on that day, so I'm not worried about it today. I'm not worried about it today because I know I've set aside time to do it. I'm not worried about doing too much today because I already know exactly what, you know, is the priority for today. And so everything else is arranged around that. And so just really using my planning as a tool to be more flexible. So like if I know exactly where my open windows are, I can put stuff in or move things around. It's easier to be flexible when you have something to flex. You know what I'm saying? Like you have to have something in place for it to move. If you don't have anything in place, what's really happening? You're just doing whatever. It's not really flexible, I feel like. So I really want to have a long scientific career, and so that means I need to approach it in a sustainable way. I need routines that are weekly, monthly, quarterly, things that will last, and not just trying to do a lot right now. Like I really don't want it to be an approach of I'm just going to bang out papers this year. Yeah. No, I want it to be I want to be an incredible scientist, and I have however long I need to do it, so I need to make sure that I'm doing it in a way that sustains me. I am not putting other career options off the table because I know many people pivot all the time. People that I work with now did not start doing this, so I know that I don't have to do exactly what I'm doing forever. I could change topic, area, whatever, but for now, in order to get where I want to go, I have to set it up in a way that it sustains me to that point. So that's what I'm going to be doing. Lots of time management, lots of prioritizing, a lot of talking about that. Like you're going to hear me say it a lot this year because it is my real make or breaker thing. I feel like I have everything else under control. The planning, the boundaries, the notes, the organization. Like I have it all together. It's all together. But like, is the timing together? Am I actually doing it? That's where we are with it. So let me try to go to sleep even though it's 1 in the morning. Let me go grab my tea so I can go to bed. I'm really building a mug collection. Yeah, I want to have a giant wall of books, of mugs, of all kinds of things. Anyway, I am going to end the video here, friend. I'm going to end the video here. Thank you for spending the day with me. I'm definitely still trying to establish this nighttime routine, this bedtime routine. I'm very much getting my life together. My last 5 weeks, all of December, first week of January, have been very poor for my behavior. So it really does feel like a fresh start. It's January 6th, and so this feels like day 1 for me. And I have a lot that I want to accomplish this year. So I'm starting now, and I just want to progress each and every day, and I'm going to take you along with me as I do, as I progress in my routines, as I progress in my career, as I progress in my fitness journey and my hair journey. Like I I want to document all of it because
women's stories matter.
Yeah.
Right.
They just matter.
I have learned so many lessons in my life so far. I'm 28 years old. I have my PhD. I've been in quite a few relationships at this point, and I've learned a lot. And while I could venture out and have fun, I'm kind of in my applying the lesson season. I'm in the season of taking everything I've learned and really putting it into practice. That's what 2025 is for me, putting it into practice, challenging myself to rise to what I know. I'm at a place where, you know, once you know, you can't unknow, and now I just have to rise to that level. Anytime I am not rising to that level, it feels very obvious to myself. So that's what we're doing together. I am going to be recording my Gym Girl vlog next, where I'm going over my 2025 fitness routine, my goals for my body, how I'm approaching it, and how strict I am being about it, because I am not playing around. I'm not playing around. So if you want to follow along the journey, please subscribe for more. I'm going to go to bed. I'm going to go to bed. I hope I see you very soon. Bye, friend. This is really fucking hot still though. Like, oh my god. I'm not gonna go to bed. I can't drink it.